Hace bastante nieve ahí ahora, ¿no? Pedro, tell us about your first day on the LC16 at Valencia. It must have been a whole world of discovery. We've seen some interesting MotoGP videos about it. Now that it's in the past and you can process it and think about it, how was it?
Was quite nice. Was quite nice. At the end, first day in a MotoGP, first day in a big MotoGP team with many people from the factory around for this. Was quite nice, the experience at the end. Again, new challenge, again, new bike, and again, new people around for this. Was quite interesting also. Just understand how the faster guys of the factory was riding the bike, and was quite interesting being in the middle of the cameras for one day.
What were the big surprises of riding a MotoGP bike for the first time?
Well, to be honest, I didn't expect that was gonna be so powerful that this, at the end, you cannot imagine how big is the change from Moto2 to MotoGP bike. At the end, it's completely different, no? Starting from the brakes, from the gearbox, for the chassis is a pack, that you need to understand how to ride from first day.
You had to change, you grew up as well, coming from Moto3 to Moto2. Can you talk about some of the preparation you had to make physically and mentally to make the move to MotoGP?
MotoGP bike, I think, is much more physical than Moto2 bike. At the end, we tried just to take a little bit more muscle, try to grow up a little bit in this area and improve again the cardio. That was one of my tricky points, I think. But also it's true that everyone in the factory and also from Red Bull are helping us for make the step a little bit easier for this. Was quite tough to do it, but I think are making good steps.
One big learning as well this year will be 44 races instead of just 22. That's another concept for you physically and mentally to get ready for, right?
Yeah, the concept of 44 races are quite difficult, for a rider with stress, pressure and these things. But at the end, I think for us are gonna be good to have this time on the bike, have more session during a weekend and can spend more time on the bike to can understand how to ride the bike depend of the condition and depend of the track.
After 2 titles in 3 years, many people are saying you're the next superstar of the sport. How do you handle those comments, that attention, that fuss around you?
I don't know. I try to don't think about it. I just try to think in myself. It's true that from the experience that I take in 2022, I learned that it was quite difficult to manage this pressure for this. I take all the experience I take it this year just for don't get stressed, for don't listen to people around and just be focused in racing. That is the important thing at the moment.
Sometimes do you have moments to reflect? If I take you back to your days winning races in the Red Bull Rookies MotoGP Cup, are you surprised by the speed in which you've arrived to MotoGP and the success you've had?
Yeah, I think everyone was surprised about it. The most for sure myself, because imagine one guy that arrived to the Rookies Cup, spent 2 years, then lose his first contract to jump to Moto3, then from the day to the night arrive in the KTM factory team from Moto3, then win the first season, jump to Moto2, spend 2 seasons, finish his Moto2 season winning the championship, and then coming up to MotoGP with factory team again, in this case with GASGAS, was quite, nice and quite fast, It's not the normal way for a rookie, and also it's not the timings or the normal timings for a rider, But anyway, the lives come like this. I just try to don't think about it at the end. Many things can happen now, but it's true that the Rookies Cup give me everything to can approach these years and to can manage myself also in the difficult moments.
If you look at other sports, then your story is almost unique as well, right? It's maybe like a star player coming into the first team in football very fast. It's something quite special.
If you start to think since my beginning of the races, was quite nice. Was quite nice to say I have the opportunity to arrive at factory team in my first season. It's nice to say I win 2 titles in 3 years. It's nice to say I come in a factory team for first season in MotoGP. But it's also quite tough, to play with the pressure, to play with the comments, to play with the, with the people around, It's not quite easy when you are 20 years old. it's not the normal timings for a young guy, you know. Normally, when you are 20, you arrive to Moto3 or maybe to Moto2, you know. Now, I arrive directly to MotoGP with big name behind, with big names in the grip this year, with a big factory behind me. For this, it's quite difficult to manage all this pressure, but anyway, I try to live with this.
You're about to start a big new chapter for your career. By the end of this season, what will you be happy with? What will you say, okay, we did well in this way?
I don't think about the result at the moment. I mean, I just jumped one day on the bike and it's not time enough to talk about result or to talk about targets because it's not realistic at the moment, you know, for this. I will try to enjoy in Malaysia test. I will try to get as much as experience I can for try to can be competitive at the beginning of the season. But during there, we need to take experience to can growing up step by step.
Many rookies talk about the difficulty of braking a MotoGP bike and finding the limit. Do you think this will be the hardest part or maybe some other elements of riding the bike?
For me, to be honest, the difficult things was the electronic, you know, understand what you need in every moment of the track and also how to ride with the electronic, you know. It was something so new for only one day, you know, but anyway, it's true that the braking was quite different from what I arrived from. It's taking time to understand how to be competitive and how to be fast on a MotoGP bike, you know, because it's much more complex than other bikes. But anyway, we're on the way.
Pedro, in the past, you had Aki Ayu helping you. This year, the group grows. You know, you'll be able to rely on advice from Dani Pedrosa, Paul Espargaró, Mika Kallio, of course, the whole of the team as well. That's going to be a big assist for you, right?
Yeah, not at the end, having for sure Dani and Paul that are guys that really know how is MotoGP class and also how is the KTM bike are gonna help us a lot. For sure, have these guys so close to us, like I see in Valencia, are gonna be so nice to trying to improve as fast as possible. It's true that are not gonna be easy again with the pressure to have these big names around me, but we will try.
You're a young Spanish world champion and you're representing a cool young Spanish brand in MotoGP. Is that also something different?
Well, it's something to be proud of. It's something to be proud of. At the end, was so long from the last time that one Spanish rider make really big result with a Spanish brand for this. I think are gonna be interesting. It's true that, like I say, we cannot talk about the result at the moment. But anyway, are gonna be something to be proud of.
Once again, you're with Acosta in the team. Tell me what he's like as a person and also a racer.
Well, funny person for sure. The year that we spent together, I think we laugh a lot. We was pushing each other to can arrive to the maximum level. At the end, this season he win the championship for this. I think we make a good team together to can level up the team and these things for this. I think are gonna be a nice season together.